oh, I've already kind of made a balls of this, but it's never too late to wipe the slate clean. Start again. Listen, I've decluttered my clothes a few times, but now I'm taking on the longest challenge that I've ever done. It's going to be a year-long thing. I want to share exactly what I'm doing, the very mature reason I'm doing it, and I also want to dive into some of your questions because I asked on social media what questions you had for me. There are some good ones, so let's go. Hey, how's it going? It's Laura. I want to very quickly go through exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and then dive into the questions, because the first one is about how I made a balls of all this. This one's going to be a chatty one, so strap in if you don't like the chats. Probably won't like it here. I'm very chatty. Gift of the gab, being Irish. But anyway, the challenge for the next year, I am going to wear every single item of clothing, plus the shoes, in this closet. Here's why. One of the most common negative comments that I get on this channel is that I have too many clothes. Now, I'm a person, I take criticism too hard. It really affects me, but in my maturity, in my old age, not old age, but you know, middle-ish age, I am trying to view criticism in the light of, you know, is there anything actually valuable here? Can I learn anything from this? Is there some constructive feedback that is part of this? And while I do generally love all my clothes, because I've decluttered them a few times, I've gone through them a few times, so I know that for the most part these clothes are clothes that I actually love, I still couldn't get rid of that niggling feeling that I might love something, but I'm not actually wearing it, and therefore what is the point in keeping it? You know, I was thinking, well, I actually do wear all of these clothes, but do I? So that's the challenge. I don't know if you follow Done and Done. They're professional organizers on Instagram, but they have this kind of little challenge that they do for themselves called Wear It All Day or Throw It Away. And the whole concept is that you wear an item of clothing for the whole day, and if at the end of the day you just don't love it, you get rid of it, whether that's recycling it, donating it, whatever. Here's why I think this is going to be really helpful. I have a lot of clothes that, and I'm sure we've all experienced this, that look great, that I might feel great in when I just try them on, but actually wearing them all day long can be a different story, because that's when you start to realize that you have to keep pulling down that skirt, or that t-shirt has a really itchy tag, or it just keeps like twisting in a weird, uncomfortable way. So all the challenges I've done before have all been faced around kind of just like, do I love it? Does it spark joy? And I've even tried on clothes to get an idea of like whether they fit me, whether I think I look good in them, but I've never actually gone out of my way to wear every single item of clothing at least for a day. And that's what I'm doing for the next year. I'm growing, I'm maturing. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, but let's dive into the questions, because I did get some good ones. So the very first one is, what has been your method for wearing everything? Do you have some sort of system for it? Kind of. This is where I messed up in the beginning, okay? Let me go back to May. It's currently July. Let me bring it all the way back to May. My birthday was in May. I was fully intending on starting this challenge on my birthday, but I was not in a good headspace. At the time, I was going through some stuff, realizing that there were certain areas of my life where I was basically flogging a dead horse. I was trying to make something happening and it wasn't happening, and I was very frustrated. And you know, like, my birthday comes around and I'm starting to reflect on all of these things, like, what do I want to bring into the next year, and what can I leave in the old year? And yeah, I was trying to like come to grips with some things that just weren't working out, and I had to let them go. And it was a very kind of like frustrating, upsetting, annoying experience. So while I did technically start this challenge on my birthday in May, it's now 2 months later, and I didn't set up the system that I wanted to set up back then. The initial idea, and it's something that I'm going to have to start doing now, was to have some way of obviously knowing which are the clothes that I had worn and which are the ones that I hadn't. So when I initially started, like I said, wasn't in a very good headspace. I was kind of like, I don't have the energy to do this right now, to put this in place, but it'll be fine, you know, in a few days' time when I have my energy back and I'm, you know, feeling good, I can do it then. But you know yourself, days turn into weeks, turn into months. And look, I have a terrible memory. I thought I would remember all the outfits that I had worn, but like it's been 2 months. I don't remember everything I wore the past 2 months. I have been keeping track of some of them, just like taking pictures on my phone and stuff, but not every single day. So here's what I intended to do initially and what I'm going to do today. I'm turning all these hangers around, reversing them, and then as I wear things, I'll turn them back around the right way so that a year from now, I will know which are the things I didn't wear. But the challenge is that I have to wear everything that is kind of like on a reverse hanger. If I haven't worn it after the year, out it goes. Now there are some exceptions and I'm going to come to them because that's another question. But yeah, the big mistake that I made initially was not actually doing that. Okay, so question 2 then is, do I have room for special clothing, weddings / funerals? Yes, I do. I am going to allow myself some exceptions, and one of them is special occasion wear. Okay, so I have a particular dress that is a full length dress. Now, am I going to be wearing that day to day, doing the groceries, running errands, sitting down at my desk and working? No, but I know I'm going to wear it for a particular occasion. The only thing is that occasion is past the year mark. It's a wedding. So I know the chances of me wearing that dress in the next year, slim to none, but I'm going to allow myself the exception because I do know that shortly after the year ends, I will be wearing it to an event. That is the one and only exception I am allowing myself. In terms of funerals, this is going to sound weird, but I have a funeral dress. I have a dress that I wear to every single funeral I go to. It's a black dress. It's pretty basic, but it fits well. Yeah, there's one funeral dress that I have. In terms of kind of like room for those, I keep all of my clothes in my closet. Like I don't separate them or anything. So almost all the clothes I have are in this closet. Again, that's something that I'll come back to. Next question. Do you plan what you'll wear or just pick on the day? And you know what? As I'm like giving these answers, I'm actually gonna start turning these hangers so that I'm actually getting work done and not just chit-chatting all of the time. So I used to plan out all of my clothes, all of my outfits for the week on a Sunday. I would pick out generally 5 outfits, and that would give me like a little bit of wiggle room on the weekends. Generally on the weekends I'm in pajamas, honestly, for at least on Saturdays. Saturdays are kind of like my veg out days. So I used to do it. Here's why I stopped. I work from home. So the amount of clothing that I actually wear in a week is kind of minimal. I tend to wear the same outfit for several days in a row, or I will wear it. I might not wear it like 2 or 3 days in a row, but I'll wear another outfit and then come back and re-wear it. The reason for that is, like I said, I work from home, so it's not like I'm like sweating a lot in these clothes. Anytime I walk the dog, I put on workout clothes. So this is what my life looks like right now. I get up in the morning, I put on workout clothes, I walk the dog. I come back, sometimes I will just stay in those workout clothes all day. Honestly, that's the honest truth. Other times I will have a shower and I will put on an outfit. Now, like I said, probably the next day I'm going to be wearing the same outfit. I'm just going to put back on the same clothes. So, like I said, work from home, I don't really need to change. Like my clothes are not getting disgusting or anything. I'm not really working up a sweat in them, apart from the workout clothes, which I do change. Obviously underwear and socks and stuff, those get changed. But another reason then is just that I don't want my clothes to wear out. Like I'm not going to wash my clothes after I have worn them one time while I've been sitting at my desk all day. Like they're not dirty enough to wash, so there's no point in doing that. The more I wash them, the quicker they're going to wear out. I'm trying to take care of my clothes. I do 1 wash load a week, and that includes towels. So everything goes into that wash load. So I put the towels in, my daughter's clothes, my husband's clothes, and my clothes. And generally my clothes at the end of the week, they're like, there isn't that much. I have been thinking though, I probably would like to get back into choosing my outfits in advance, because sometimes it's just easier. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have to be somewhere, so I have to get dressed into something, and I'm wasting time trying to decide what I'm going to wear. So yeah, I might go back to that. Actually, in case you're wondering why I'm going one by one with these hangers, because obviously it would be easier to just pick up a whole bunch at a time and twist them all around. It's because I'm type A, okay? These are all color coordinated. They're all like categorized. So like strappy tops, short sleeve tops, then long sleeve. But yeah, I try and kind of do a bit of a gradient with them. So like black and white stripes into white, into light grays, into dark gray. You get the idea. Anyway, I'm just neurotic. That's why it's going to take me forever. But let's move on to the next question then. Well, yeah, I might go back to picking out clothes in advance, maybe just 1 or 2 outfits for the week that I can then just wear and rotate. Okay, have there been some that are an immediate, no, I don't think so, and not worn? The answer is no. So obviously I've been doing this for 2 months now, so I've already gone through a few outfits, and I have actually decluttered some stuff. Actually, and I meant to say this at the beginning of the video, but like, well, trying to keep this fairly chill and fairly relaxed, I'm going to be counting all of the items of clothing I have in here, plus all of the shoes, because I want to see how many I get rid of. But I'd love to know in the comments, so I'll give the number at the end of the video, and then in the comments drop your guesses as to how many I will have left at the end of this challenge, keeping in mind that chances are I will probably buy a few new things between now and then, so some of the decluttered stuff will simply be replaced by new stuff. Not a huge amount. I'm not a huge shopper these days, but when my family come over, like my mother is a big shopper, my aunt is a big shopper, so when they come over we tend to go on like shopping sprees, and I'll buy a few bits with them. The rest of the year, nah, I don't bother. Anyway, what was the question? Have there been something? Okay, yes. So nothing that has been an immediate no, but certainly some things that I have put on and then thought after maybe an hour or two, yeah, this isn't going to work. I don't think there's been anything that has been an immediate, I do not want to wear this. I've kind of like forced myself to wear everything, but I did put on one dress. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll already know this story. Put on a dress. Okay, the dress I bought years ago. I had never worn it, but it had survived every like declutter, every cull of this closet that I had ever done, because I really did love it and I loved the shape of it, but it was kind of, I don't know, like a slightly professional, like it was a pencil dress. It had like nice collar, a nice thing. I'll put up a picture right here. I decided as part of this challenge, like I was trying to pick out clothes that I didn't normally wear to like force myself to wear them as part of this challenge. Here's what happened. I didn't share the full story on Instagram, but what happened was I picked out the dress, I left it on the counter beside the sink while I went to have a shower. I got out of the shower, put on the dress, and there had obviously been water on the sink because there was a wet patch on the arse of my dress. So me, in my infinite wisdom, because I had to run out the door, I was like, I'll just blast it with the hairdryer. I melted the dress. I melted a hole in the arse of my dress. And because I was kind of like already, wasn't running late, but I was tight on time, I didn't really want to spend extra time changing into something else, I threw on a skirt over it. Again, I will insert a little B-roll clip of it here. And I think it really worked. I think in that situation, I made it work. But the skirt, I realized I was probably never going to wear that skirt again. It's a nice skirt and everything, but yeah, I got rid of the skirt, and truthfully, the dress also. At the time I was like, I'm definitely going to wear this dress again. Like, I really love it. I will find someone who will fix it, who will mend it for me. But I know me, that's just not going to happen. Like I said, it had already been sitting in my closet for several years before I decided to wear it. And the first time I wore it, like before I had even had a proper outing, I melted a hole in the arse of it. So that's probably a sign from the universe. Like, I mean, if it had been a dress that I had worn multiple times before then, sure, I would have gone out of my way probably to have it fixed. But I took it as a sign, the fact that I hadn't worn it in years, and that was the first time. I was like, look, you haven't worn it in years. You're probably not going to wear it again for another few years. So maybe say goodbye to this one. And then there was another day where I put on a pair of shoes, and I had been kind of like going back and forth on this pair of shoes for a while. I've had them for years. I mean, like maybe 15 years. The first kind of expensive designer pair of shoes that I bought for myself. Really loved them, but it was kind of like a bit wishy-washy because I don't often wear them. They're heel. I don't really wear heels that often anymore. But again, as part of this challenge, I wore them, and within maybe an hour of me wearing them, the heel, like the sole of the shoe, just came right off. So that, again, I took that as a sign that it was probably time to say goodbye to the shoes. Like, they owed me nothing. When I first got them, I did wear them a lot. Haven't worn them much in recent years just because, well, I'm kind of like out of the professional environment. I wore them a lot when I practiced law because, you know, I was wearing like suits and heels and stuff. But these days, just sitting at a desk all day, no. So yeah, that was another sign that it was time to get rid of those. I am very grateful that they waited until I had come back from running an errand before they decided to completely fall apart on me. Let's get a different angle going here. Change things up a bit, keep things interesting. Next question then. Well, I answered that one. Yeah. So if the clothes are too worn, do you throw them out or still donate? I never donate anything that is too worn. That's not fair on charity shops because they can't resell that. Like, the whole idea of donating something is that so that they can sell it on to someone else and like give it a new life. So no, I definitely do not donate things that are too worn. So there are basically two options. Well, two ones that don't involve just trashing it, like just throwing it away. First is recycling. So like, you know, those textile recycling bins and stuff. Try and do that. Or the other option, which I don't do anymore because we don't need them, but is to turn them into rags if you can, like just kind of cleaning cloths to mop up spills and stuff. But I'm at the stage where we have enough cloths, to be honest. That's my thoughts on those. And then I wanted to end on this question because I think this is a really good one. But if there's something I haven't covered, or if you're still curious about something, drop a comment. But yeah, I'm going to end on this one because I think this ties nicely into my clothes decluttering journey so far, because it's been a long one and I'm sure it will continue to be. I find that about once a year I do a big closet clear out. Probably doesn't look like that because I still have a lot of clothes, but I do. I can assure you I do. Okay, so the next question then is, hang that up. What do you do to the clothes that you love but don't fit you anymore or don't fit your lifestyle? So 2 years ago, I think now, I did a video on this, basically this exact thing. I had a lot of clothes that no longer fit me because during the pandemic I put on a lot of weight, and I had a lot of clothes that just didn't fit. And plus over the years, like, my weight has just changed. Like, I've had a baby, moved to the States, went through a pandemic, etc, etc, and then like suffering from chronic illness. I then lost a lot of weight. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to link you to that video because that shares my whole process of like what I did with the clothes that didn't fit me at the time. So that is, I was doing like a KonMari thing on it. Did the whole, does this spark joy? But I pulled every item of clothing out of my closet and I tried on every single thing. It was exhausting. Let me tell you, don't do that. Don't do that. This one, I feel, even though it's a much longer challenge, it's much more manageable because it's spread over a year. I'm just going to be wearing the clothes as I normally would. Like, I'm not trying it on, taking it off, trying, which is, it's very draining. So I feel this one is a little bit easier in that sense. But yeah, it will just take a lot longer unless I wear them all within the year. That would be great. Then I would know for sure. But yeah, so that's what I did. Like I said, I will link to that video for you. But essentially, kind of in a nutshell, I separated out all of the clothes that didn't fit me at the time and I put them elsewhere because I didn't want to be faced with them every day. It was very frustrating coming in, trying to find something to wear, and just being faced with a whole bunch of clothes that didn't fit me. Like trying to have to, you know, go through a whole bunch, like, oh, that doesn't fit, that doesn't fit, that doesn't fit, that might fit, I'm not sure, you know, putting something on and then being like, actually, nope, I'm taking it back off. So I would recommend watching that video, because I go into a little bit more detail about the process and why I did it and stuff. But then also a year later, which was last year, I revisited all of those clothes. So the clothes that hadn't fit me the previous year, I went back and tried those on again after I had lost a lot of weight, and then kind of explained what I did with those clothes. So there are still some clothes that do not currently fit me, and honestly I'm not sure if they ever will. They're still sitting in a separate closet. There aren't too many of them, honestly, but I do love them, so I'm hanging on to them for now. I will link to the initial video I did where I tried on everything and got rid of the stuff that didn't fit me, and then the follow-up, the year later follow-up, where I retried everything on, again, the stuff that I had separated. Okay, I've turned all of the hangers around and I've counted everything, and drum roll please. For clothing, I counted my clothes and my shoes. For clothing, I have 243 items of clothing. That does not include any of my workout gear. I have very little of that, and I do wear it multiple times a week, and it does not include pajamas, any sort of loungewear. 243. It also does not include outerwear, and it does not include the clothes that, like I said, are in a different closet because they do not currently fit me. So that would probably, between outerwear and the clothes that don't currently fit, that would probably bring it up to 300. Yeah, I would say easily up to 300. But for now, we're just sticking with the clothes that are actually in my closet. I will say I also included clothes that I have already decluttered. But just to give you an idea of what the actual realistic starting total is, because like I said, I have decluttered a handful. Those have been included, plus what I'm wearing, plus stuff that's in the laundry. Shoes then, 48 pairs of shoes. Did not include slippers in there, but it does include, as with the clothes, pairs of shoes that I have already decluttered, like those ones, the sole just fell off completely. That was very dusty work turning all that stuff around. But here's where I think I'm going to have the biggest challenge, the biggest difficulty. Dresses, particularly like going out dresses, because I'm basically a recluse now. Like I'm a hermit, I don't go anywhere, but dresses just call to me because they're pretty, and yeah, I buy them because I think it looks nice, but then I never go anywhere, so that's definitely going to be a challenge. But yeah, drop your guesses in the comments. Currently 243 items of clothing. How many do you think I'll have left at the end of the year? 48 pairs of shoes. How many do you think I'll have left at the end of the year? I will drop some hints on social media, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can there, but occasionally I'm going to say, you know, oh, I decluttered a pair of shoes today, or I decluttered 2 more items of clothing, so you may be able to track along a little bit. But yeah, taking your bets now. Also, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Are you going to take on a challenge like this? If so, what is your motivation? Mine, as I said, is so that when those negative comments come in that say I have too many clothes, I can confidently say maybe, but I do wear them all. I'm going to link that video where I shared what I did with all of the clothes that didn't fit me. You can find that right here, and until next time, gur raibh míle maith agaibh, agus feici mé sibh se go luath. Slán!